Good day, everyone. I'm Jamela Vess Nagal, and I will be discussing the Resource Location Intelligence Model conceptualized for Mayon Volcano Danger Zones in Albay, Philippines, with the authors namely Ana Marie R. Abante and Benedicto B. Balilo Jr. in the year 2018. According to Abante 2018, families at high risk for volcanic hazards have been given housing or relocated to safer locations, but basic social services such as schools and hospitals are not accessible in those areas. Those less susceptible to hazards are constantly evacuated using the zero casualty strategy, but farmers living in the 10-kilometer buffer zone around Mayon Volcano are difficult to relocate. The existing evacuation protocols and practices were not appropriate for the situation during the 2018 Mayon volcano eruption, resulting in evacuees being placed in uncomfortable and unsafe temporary shelters exposed to respiratory illnesses and contaminated food and water. The main objective of the study aims to store, retrieve, manipulate, and analyze disaster risk reduction and management database human resource data for students, professional volunteers, emergency responders, social and health workers. Methodology. Figure 1 illustrates how a cloud GIS DRRM HURLIS can be designed and developed as an adaptive GIS, wherein these information systems allow real-time updating according to several factors and entities. This context model is perceived to answer the gap on protocols during the response stage of DRRM, which aims to guide around commanders and decision makers both at local and national level of organization and evolution. The prototyping is seen best as an adaptive GIS to build location-based services bounded to an interface that can convey geostatistics and querying functionality in a web as well as collecting real-time data using mobile to store data intelligently using a GIS platform to display geoinformation overlaid in a multi-hazard, vulnerability, and exposure maps when integrate becomes a DRRM HURLIS database. Any location, XY, can be assessed or measured to analyze the route or nearness to the human resources and facilities relative to DRRM. Figure 2 shows point features, cyan-colored points and rows shown in left and right figures, denoting barangay location XY, along with the corresponding attribution as shown in the table represent demographic data at barangay level. Results and discussion. The study discusses the complexity of integrating spatial and non-spatial data analysis for DRRM during the 2018 Mayon eruption. The study also highlights the importance of location services in collecting and updating information to guide decision makers and emergency responders. It further explains that there are communities adjacent to the dangerous zones for pyroclastic, lahar, and heavy ashfalls, and that location intelligence could be mainstreamed in DRRM within the 10-kilometer buffer area. The study also suggests that integrated data from different stakeholders and end users following the communication protocols entails location intelligence and location services, and that a cloud-based GIS platform is the best way to design and develop an integrated DRRM database to be maintained at different institutions. The study also raises the issue of communication gap at an uncertain point in time to elevate higher command to handle complex emergencies, calamities, and disasters, and debates the timely collection, storage, retrieval, manipulation, and analysis of data to share critical information during state of calamity and pre-post disaster stage. Conclusion and recommendation. Disaster risk relatively increases as population multiplies. As the people continue to dwell inside the 15-kilometer range from the crater of Mayon volcano, alternative evacuation is obligatory. Hence, it is critical to maintain public safety and peace and order during disaster and post-disaster phases. Looking after the exposed human resources during hazard events, it requires real-time information on human resource and emergency responders at risk. Real-time cloud-based GIS stores data ready for retrieval to analyze situations and scenarios. Thus, locating trained personnel during emergency response stage is critical considering in some cases, responders are also exposed to post-disaster risks together with evacuees during crisis. Crisis maps produced timely for complex emergencies and response operations. And here are some of the references. That would be all.